Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Sagittarius February 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. Well, this month we have an interesting deck called Spolia. And it was an independent deck, I think, and the artist, anyway, a number of years ago said, I'm not doing any more tarot, I'm going off to do other things, which they did. And so this is basically impossible to get hold of unless you already happen to have a copy. And if you're looking for one on the second-hand market, you're liable to spend hundreds of dollars, which is what I saw on eBay several months ago anyway, when someone was asking for their copy of it. But you and I are going to have a look at the artwork on it now and see what a lot of other people miss out on. Now, of course, I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for Sagittarians over the course of the last month from different countries around the world. And that's done by FaceTime and Skype. And if you're interested to see what might be involved in that, have a look at the description box below at the end of the video. Now, of course, I charge for that, but what I do not charge for are healings. Now, the other spiritual gift that I was given at birth is that of healing, and it's provided to me on the basis that I get nothing in return for it, that I get no benefit from it myself. And so it is without charge, no fees, without any obligation. You won't be sold or recommended anything. It is what it is. And so if you feel that you need to be healed by the spirit, then reach out and we'll see if we can find some time in our respective schedules, shall we? Now, it's great to see the subscribers again. Thank you for inviting me into your home. It's always great to see you and enjoy your company. And who would not enjoy your company after all? So engaging and convivial. Are you not? And you know that we do not have any video advertisements breaking their way into this content, so you get to enjoy the experience direct and without interruption. And we take 5 cards, because we don't just spend 2 seconds on a card, rather they speak a lot to us. So let's get it underway and show me the magic. 4 of coins. Justice. Page of Cups. Good for you, that one, I think. We'll see. Strength. Very minimalist work in here in a way. And there's the King of Coins. Well, why don't you, as is our practice, I'll bring the camera around. You and I will have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while they speak to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Gee, I've got a very good feeling about this month for you with this energy here. Let's have a look at this one first. You drew it first. What is it? 4 of coins. Let's have a closer look at it, shall we? And see, well, the first thing that strikes me here is these vertical lines and these right angles going very, very geometric image to this, very structured geometric image to it. Well, what does the astrology of it have to say for me? Well, I see the astrology as being the sun in the 3rd decan of Capricorn, the 13th to the 21st of January. Well, Capricorn is a practical, eye on the prize sort of a sign, and those with the sun in Capricorn, well, they have a realistic, grounded approach to life that really shows up no matter how difficult the rest of their birth chart happens to be. Well, here what is happening for you is that the sun is coming in and it is energizing the Capricorn earth, and material benefits and power are the result for you. Now, did you know that the sun is the symbol of your dynamism or power? And here, Capricorn is the application of that power in a useful way. So I see manifestation, character, integrity, and solidity around here. There are strong foundations, maybe a tight rein on the budget. Perhaps it's a time when you're being quite financially cautious, maybe even saving for the future. Certainly there's going to be the desire to protect yourself. You know, this is really a magical sort of energy here that separates the veil between spirit and matter, pointing to a time to go beyond your limitations and the ordinary experiences of life to discover and expand your visions into creation. Now, this is bringing you inner knowing that the cycles of life constantly affect and guide you on the path to your destiny. Now, the secret to this energy is to create a foundation solidly built with spiritual and emotional boundaries that allow your intellect to then explore and to dream. And the outcome of that will be the discovery of your personal power to push forward on your path and let your imagination soar and explore, bringing you amazing new insights and inspirations. Now, because this energy has shown up in the first card that you drew, it's bringing success, stability, and security. It's as if there is a job or a goal that has been completed. Now, it presents a stable foundation to start putting some new ideas into motion. Now, it also signals a need for you to look at your present values and goals. You might be holding on to something, such as a person or an idea or a situation or a possession or a job that is now outworn and needs to be let go. Now, this is presenting also spiritual expansion by understanding the differences of inner and outer wealth. It brings an opportunity for you also to take something of a rest where you can look into yourself and think about your dreams and goals. You discover your personal power with this energy, bringing in the ability to shift and transform the old into the new. And it brings down the magical interaction of your subconscious and conscious self to explore your dreams and your purpose in life. And this is bringing new insights and inspirations for the future. It is empowering your personal strength, and it also brings physical recovery and healing. But I'm looking again at this very structured scene that we have here with these angles and with the vertical perpendicular lines. And maybe the question you want to ask yourself is your life, your behavior like a rigid structure? Or does your life or your behavior need more order, structure, and solidity? Study the different aspects of power. You'll find on the internet a work by Niccolo Machiavelli called The Prince. It's the classic of power. It was written in the 15 or 1600s, I think. It's well worth the time just to go over it to understand power. But say this to yourself, because this is a time of power for you. I offer my power in the service of love. Now, what is that card that's on the horizontal top line with it? It is, that must be the second one you drew from memory. Justice. Oh, this is interesting, isn't it? Well, it's quite a stark image, isn't it? It's as if there are two hands clasped in agreement, but the rest of it, there's not a lot of faces. There's no people really anywhere, are there? Justice, of course, is about what is just. It's not about what is right. And sometimes, looking at this picture here, it may be that you need to remove yourself from the situation in order to be able to really see it, both as it is and also the possibilities that are buried in it that can come into fruition in the future. And I suppose for that reason, there is humanity drained from this card. Justice is a clear picture. Now, I think what this is really doing for you, and in this position, it represents it's very much associated with the energy of Libra, this card here. Well, naturally here we have these scales also, which probably indicate that. And it's about keeping your inner balance centered as you live your life in the chaos of the world. And this energy is encouraging you to look deep inside yourself and identify any contradictions within you and which are throwing you off balance. It's also about balancing your intuitive self and spiritual values with the conscious mind and your moral values. And it brings an inner strength and clarity to make just decisions at this moment. Now, I notice here that the number is number 11. Well, in numerology, the number of 11 is a master number in numerology, along with 22 and 33. And this number 11 is the number of vision, of new consciousness, of balance, heightened awareness, intuition, and insight. This is about you choosing what you know is right rather than what you want to be right. Do and be the best that you can. Be a vessel for the divine light to shine through with the understanding of cosmic justice rather than ego justice. Now, justice can bring forth legal matters and financial contracts, so make sure you have them professionally looked at and get all of the facts in situations that you're making decisions on at the moment. Cross your T's, do the detail work, cross the T's, dot the I's, because justice is bringing you the gifts of fairness, harmony, truth, reason, honesty, and balance. There's certainly a decision of some nature going to be made here, a major decision, I think. But I suspect that there's going to be something of a holding back of action by you pending that decision. There's an objectivity here of you standing back and looking at things. There's centering, the balancing of opposites. Now, the powers of thought at the moment for you are going to be directed to and put in contact with the earth. You're going to ground cosmic energy coming into you and ground it into the earth. I think this is also saying to you, just for this month, to avoid all extremes in your daily life. Now, this can refer to emotional disturbances in relationships or at work, in some creative activity, or in dealing with money. See, Libra is governed by the planet of Venus, and not many people know this, but Venus is also associated with money and attracting to you the things that you want, particularly in relation here with this card of the Four of Coins, which does speak of money and building up of assets, I've got to say here. So there's a total centeredness to be looked for and an inner balance. If the great new ideas arising within you now are to come into fruit, now from a position of balance, everything is going to develop in a balanced way, in its place and given its appropriate value. Now, the storms of life throw you out of balance again and again. The constant change between being centered and uncentered is the process which teaches you to be more conscious from moment to moment in order that you can retain your inner peace and clarity. So pay attention to what situations in your daily life tend to throw you off balance. Discover the conditions under which you find harmony again, and carry this quality with you more and more as you move through your daily activities. Now, what helps you reach your center, and what happens when you lose your center? Say this to yourself, though. I am balanced and centered. I honor my word. I value being truthful even in difficult situations. The abundance and beauty of nature, well, that is a reflection of my own nature, and I am at rest in my own center. Well, let's have a look at, we might look at that other major arcana, shall we? Gee, this looks interesting, doesn't it? So does that. Let's have a look here. Beautiful colours around. Well, unsurprisingly, I don't know whether this was intended by the artist or not, but the astrology of this card is that this month of Leo, ruled by the sun and with Uranus exalted. This is the daughter of the flaming sword. This is a time where you are going to have courage, strength, and following on from this Justice card, a control of life forces. Now, there may well be a great love affair which is coming about here. You'll have great passion in what you do, whether it be with something or with someone. And there's an enormous creativity around you, great talents, strength, and the integration of your animal energies. More particularly, you will be overcoming old fears and conditioning. This energy is really, you know what it's like when you look at a plate of chocolates? Well, that brings about a certain desire within you, doesn't it? And then if you taste the chocolates, that's a different set of feelings. This is about the tasting and enjoyment of the chocolate here. Now, this is called strength, but I actually see it more as being lust. Lust is something which goes beyond just strength. Strength can have the implication of just a mechanical ability to lift or to move things, whereas lust has that feeling of enjoyment. And this is what this is about. This is a representation of divine intoxication, of divine ecstasy, almost a divine madness with you. Actually, the woman herself here, she may well be intoxicated. Now, what I see here is that the card is also saying that you may come to a level of consciousness that is so profoundly high that the only level higher is the universal consciousness of the deity itself. Well, again, looking at that astrology, the sun ruling and with Uranus exalted. Well, this isn't only about strength, as I say, it's about the joy of strength exercised, its vigor and its rapture. Lust. Well, lust reveals its valuable creative potential only when fully tasted, savored, and drunk in. And only then can it be understood and implemented in your own process of becoming aware. The way to the light passes through all aspects of darkness here. And this is also saying that you are definitely not going to be punished by a God who has any moral issues about your love life. Guilt and self-inflicted punishment are wrong in this case. This also relates to, I think, you having a passion for a particular situation. You will be having the desire and you will be going through the process of engaging with life to the fullest and also being comfortable with your sexuality. So accept your physical desires for what they are. Rejoice in them, but don't let them throw you off balance. Again, I'm getting this feeling here of a passionate relationship with a sexual and emotional intensity here, and also of you doing something just because you love doing it and without overanalyzing it. Remember, if you are ready to accept all which you find in yourself, you will be able to move through everything with deep sensitivity, awareness, love, and understanding. Now, what areas of your life would you like to live out more fully? And what has prevented you from doing so in the past? Are you ready to deal with this issue anew? Take everything in now with more awareness. We often experience emotions such as love, sadness, pain, rage, or fear as obstacles, only because we have never learned how to use them as firewood to stoke and create a fire. And you, the fire sign, should be doing that. And say this to yourself: I enjoy expressing my energy, vitality, and enthusiasm in all I experience. I am a person of character and strength. I have unlimited creative resources to tap into and express, and I enjoy living life to the utmost. Now, there was a very interesting looking card that was underneath this, so why don't we have a look at it? Let me just see how interesting it is. Yeah. Now, what we have going here is, this has got Sagittarius all over it, I think also that Scorpio and Libra could be important to you at this time. A lot of feelings of love around here. Do you know that when you start to fall in love, it can feel as terrible as it does good? You think you should be happy, but then you find yourself crying in the shower half the time, overwhelmed by your emotions in a way that you can't possibly understand. Well, this energy is not only the energy of falling in love or deeper in love, it can also be about getting to a very genuine emotional space. But in order to listen to your deepest intuitive self, you have to strip off so much self-protection until you are just in a state of quivering vulnerability. Well, welcome to this energy here, which is the Page of Cups, where the love or the feeling is in a way bigger than your ability to express it or to do anything about it. Now, it looks like there's some sort of an underground cave here, where water, which is about feelings, has eroded away the rock, which is stability, to create its own space. And these tulips, which are here, well, they represent falling in love or deeper in love. Now, this is a time when you are going to be very sensitive, emotional, and highly intuitive. Now, I think she is very dreamy, and she's connected to the psychic realms of premonition and intuition. She explores her dreams, seeking truth in the hidden levels of the subconscious, bringing her intuitive gifts to the surface. Now, you'll be learning the range of your emotions, managing and understanding your moods as she is her moods. You look deep in your heart and understand that opening the heart without fear brings healing and strength. Now, as her watery spirit steps into the world of the earth, she brings together her dreams and visions into realistic forms of manifestation. And this is what you will be doing. You will be making things tangible. I think what's happening here is that this energy symbolizes your soul self, remembering its connection to the divine, healing its karma here on earth. The elements here are, with the page, earth, and in cups, water. So your task is to connect your heart, dreams, and visions with Mother Earth as well. Water nourishes the ground of earth, bringing growth and life. And earth helps ground the emotional water, manifesting imaginative gifts into real things. Because this has turned up and in the central position here, it says that success and good news is coming. I think so are social invitations, and this is symbolizing new beginnings and the start of creative projects and ideas. There are messages in your dreams, so pay attention to them. Heightened intuition, and maybe even some psychic awareness could unfold. This is signaling a time to trust your gut feelings, and she's encouraging you to study spiritual subjects. There's a heightened awareness of compassion and understanding for yourself and for others, which is opening up. Because she is quiet, a gentle soul that stirs the emotional waters of the inner self. This is going to help you bring to the surface your feelings, balancing them with the earth energy. Now, surfacing emotions can make you feel a little bit vulnerable and fearful, but she is reminding you that sensitivity is a gift and not a curse, and she is encouraging you to trust your feelings and not to be swayed by others, but rather to be true to your own heart. Now that leaves us then only, and we'll have to deal with it rather quickly because I'm mindful of your time. This is the King of Coins. Well, just a traditional pose of a king there. Virgo and Leo are going to be important to you. Yeah, why am I getting Virgo? Well, the first 2 decades of Virgo are ruled by the Sun and Venus respectively, and the Sun, see, he's about the earth and growing things, so the Sun is required for crops, and the nurturing quality of Venus is only complementing this. Now, this could well be someone who has a connection with the land, but you will be patient, a hard worker, clever, and very clever. I think what this is also saying that here is that this person is the master of health and material abundance, and his ability to sort things out can be applied to the body and other material realms such as money, finance, capital. The harvest is ripe, and he is the person who brings in the harvest to you now. You are putting in work slowly and steadily, but the work is worth the effort if it is done in the service of personal growth. Now is the time to set your abilities to work, maybe in service of some kind. Now, the tasks before you are large and demand the use of all of your powers, but if you make the effort, the harvest is going to reward you richly. Is there anything you want to avoid in your life? Whenever things seem too much trouble for you, understand that now is a time when you can make things happen. Good job, you. Well, I told you that the art on these cards was very interesting, didn't I? And very rare, it seems, today. And I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I enjoyed giving it to you, which I certainly did. It's great to see you, and thank you. Now, the only favor that I'd ask if you have made it this far is, would you do me the favor of pressing the like button on the way out? That's good for the YouTube computer, as you would understand, and allows people to come and see these readings. Now, of course, unless I see you privately, then the next time I see you will be next month. And so remember that, until then, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.